It's okay, Gomon. I still want you. Hey guys, I'm Britt, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you probably should because I talk about geeky things. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Digimon. So not super long ago, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, I discussed Digimon on my channel and talked about my love for Gomamon. I love Gomamon. Gomamon is my favorite character in all of Digimon. I love his sarcasm, I love his wit, and I love his journey that he had with Joe throughout the course of Digimon. And with Digimon Tri Determination coming out, I had no idea what I was facing. When I saw Digimon Tri Reunion, I was actually really disappointed because Joe and Gomamon had so little airtime, so little screen time, that I was honestly very upset about it, to be honest with you. I wasn't happy. A while back I went to KitsuneCon with a friend who loves Digimon more than most Digimon fans love Digimon. I was cuddling with his Gomamon plushie, the same style that I have, and he goes, yeah, when you see the second Digimon Tri movie, you're gonna cry. I was like, thanks? And he wasn't wrong. Really, if you haven't seen Determination, there will be spoilers in this video because I really want to talk about how amazing Joe and Gomamon's story was in Determination. Joe and Gomamon have always kind of had this interesting relationship where at first Joe obviously was very concerned that this little seal was following him. Of course, at the time it was Bukamon at Gomamon, but eventually Bukamon became Gomamon. Then he was not super trustworthy at first of Gomamon, and then he had to learn how to truly be reliable, and Gomamon became stronger as time went on. And while their struggles were very juvenile because it's a kids show, I still really enjoyed that journey when I was 13 watching the show, and even as an adult watching the show. Gomamon has remained my favorite Digimon over all of these years. When I first got into Tri, back when Reunion first came out, and they kind of really set up the second episode of Tri, or the second movie for Tri, by Joe not really being available and not being reliable. And they really didn't dive too deeply into what was going on with Joe and with his mind. And all we really knew is he was getting ready for tests and exams and just starting his life. So I got really, again, just disappointed in how little time I had with Gomamon. Gomamon didn't even, if I remember correctly, didn't even digivolve in Reunion. And it really made me just sad. Very, very sad. Through Determination, you actually learn what's going on with Joe. And as somebody who suffers from this myself, it was really great to see them so open about Joe struggling with depression. I mean, that's what it really boiled down to. Joe was suffering from depression because he is so stressed out about being this good person in academics and in life, and realizing that his time in the digital world is over and he doesn't want to do that anymore. He doesn't want to go through the pain or the anguish that existed when he was in the digital world fighting with Gomamon. And this ended up driving a huge wedge between him and Gomamon. Because obviously, if Joe doesn't want to have anything to do with the digital world or being a Digidestined anymore, then that meant that he wanted nothing to do with Gomamon. At least that's the way Gomamon took it. It's not what he wanted. So when Gomamon disappears and is off kind of doing his own thing and not telling Joe where he went and just saying thank you for everything, Joe becomes very, very worried because he never correlated his time in the digital world and his life as a Digidestined with his friendship with Gomamon. And I think that's something that a lot of people with depression, myself included, don't notice when you're in that place. You say all these things that you mean, things that you don't want to have be in your life, and you don't realize the impact that that has on the other people in your life. If I were to say that, oh man, I want nothing to do with YouTube anymore, I want to just be done with YouTube, I don't want to have anything to do with anything dealing with YouTube ever again, that would seriously alienate some of my closest friends. That would mean that, well, if you want nothing to do with YouTube, since that's how our friendship entirely started, and you regret doing YouTube, you regret being a part of YouTube, then you regret our friendship. Even though that's not what I would mean when I would say that, that's essentially what I would mean. I think that this was an incredible story to tell between Joe and Gomamon, and definitely a realistic journey for Joe to take, because Joe has not always been this incredible person. The one thing that I've always loved about Digimon, and I talked about this in my Gomamon video from a few years ago, that their crests not only just represent their greatest virtue, but also their greatest vice. And because Joe was unable to be reliable throughout the course of this movie, it just showed that even more. And then the second he became reliable again, Gomamon was able to digivolve all the way to Mega Form. It's the first time we've seen his Mega Form in the series, at least in this story. I'm not sure about the ones that I didn't watch, if the Mega Form showed itself at some point, but at least in the story of Digimon Adventures, we've not seen Gomamon's Mega Form. We only really saw Agumons and Gabumons. So it was incredibly powerful to watch Joe and Gomamon go through this journey together and be able to kind of overcome it. And I think in the third movie we're going to see a very different Joe. I'm trying really hard not to watch the stuff that's on Crunchyroll right now, and only just because I love what they're doing with this dub. And even though some of the characters have been recast for multiple reasons, I'm really looking forward to watching it as the dub comes out and watching the dub first, because I just feel very attached to the actors that have returned, you know, like the one who plays Gomamon. But yeah, let me know if you guys have seen Digimon Tri Determination, and let me know what your thoughts are about the Joe and Gomamon journey, or let me know about the Mimi Palmon journey, because that was a major part of this movie too. But because of my love for Gomamon, obviously, I kind of overshadowed Mimi, unfortunately. But Mimi has a great adventure too, and I would love to know your guys' thoughts. So leave in comments below those things, and I look forward to talking to you guys again. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!